So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us here today to celebrate the official kickoff of our 2017 VITA tax season. Woohoo! So, VITA stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, and it is a crucial resource for residents of Revere and Chelsea. Each year, there are too many working families that don't maximize what their tax returns could bring them, leaving much-needed dollars on the table. And there are too many families who are overcharged for tax preparation. Our VITA program serves over 1,000 families each year, preparing their tax returns for free. We return over $2.2 million to working families annually, maximizing all credits that working families are eligible for. This is an important free resource for our community. I especially want to recognize Mayor Rigo, Councilor McKenna, Councilor Novoselsky, Councilor Powers, and Haas for joining us today. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for your ongoing and continued support of TND and Connect in our work in Revere. I also want to take a moment and acknowledge Ann Houston, the Executive Director of the Neighborhood Developers, and Stephanie Shull, who's our Connect Director as well. So my name is Melissa Walsh, and I'm the Director of Community Engagement at the Neighborhood Developers. So we are a nonprofit community organization, and we serve both Revere and Chelsea. Today we're here to celebrate our 10-year milestone for VITA at the Neighborhood Developers. But that's only one small piece of what we do. In addition to free tax prep, because we know that low-income families are often financially stuck and struggling to get by, the Connect partnership helps move people forward in achieving their financial goals. And they do this through co-locating and integrating services that help people access living wage jobs, build financial resilience, and increase their financial skills. So to date, Connect has served over 1,000 Revere residents. We also know that stable homes are crucial to the health of our community members, to parents succeeding in jobs, and to children succeeding in school. So our real estate team works hard to develop homes for Revere and Chelsea individuals and families. Today, we're in One Beach, which is a beautiful building, and we have some of our residents of One Beach here. Thank you all for joining us. And One Beach it's full of beautiful apartments. We have shared spaces to encourage community and programming to build community and connect residents to any services they might need to thrive. In Revere, we provide homes to 88 families. And lastly, because we believe an engaged community is a safer, healthier, and happier place where people choose to stay and invest, our community engagement team works to build relationships, train community leaders, and encourage civic engagement. In Revere, we are also working on strategies to strengthen and revitalize the Shirley Ave Business District. We have over 500 members in Revere, and last year over 400 people participated in community events, which is fantastic. So now that you know a little bit about what we do, I would like to introduce Mayor Arrigo to share a few words of welcome with everyone on behalf of the city.
Thank you, Melissa. Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to first start off by acknowledging the great work that TND does. It's really been a pleasure to partner with you for the last year. And to be here today to celebrate 10 years of VITA is pretty incredible, you know, and I have a great staff who actually put together some talking points that Melissa kind of already hit on, but to have over 1,000 folks in Revere helped out is really incredible. And as chief executive of the city and the person who is benefited most by some of the work that you do, I want to sincerely thank you for that. And in addition, I think the $2 million in tax refunds is a staggering number. And when we talk about building a local economy and giving people the resources that they need to be able to really to live. It's to have this kind of program and to have this kind of help for our community is really incredible, and I can't thank you enough for putting this together. It really is. It's amazing, and just some of the numbers that I've seen in terms of the earned income tax credit, lifting 6.7 million people out of poverty, and the child tax credit protecting 3.1 million families. Incredible work. So, on behalf of the city, I just want to thank you, thank TND. Continue the great work, and look forward to a continued partnership with the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. So as we stand here or sit here in One Beach, we are also in the first ward of Revere. And we have with us today to share words of welcome our Ward 1 City Councilor, Joanne McKenna.
Thank you, everyone. I just want to congratulate you on your 10-year celebration of VITA. I just want to give you a little introduction. If you don't know who I am, my name is Joanne McKenna, and I'm the Ward 1 Councilor. I was a teacher for 32 years at Revere Public Schools, taught art and photography. I also started the Revere Beautification Committee in 2000. I started the Beachmont Improvement Committee in 2007 when I was the president for 8 years. I'm the president of the Friends of Belle Isle Marsh. And because of my involvement in the city, I've been here all my life, born and raised, and still in the same house. Went to Revere Public Schools. And because of my involvement in Revere, people started asking me to run for a political seat. So I love the city, I love the people, and I will do whatever it takes to help the people in Revere to make Revere prosper. Politically, it's been a challenge, but like I said, it's been great to have that position to help people, and it's really worked out well. I just want to say that One Beach is a beautiful asset to the city. Aesthetically, it's so pleasing to Broadway, and being over 55, I would like to see more development for 55 and older, Mr. Mayor. So if you need anything, if you have a problem, if you want to reach out to me, you can go on revere.gov, and my number and name and my email are there for your use, and I thank you very much.
So now, for your viewing pleasure, we have a special video to share with everyone featuring one of my favorite people of all time, Marcos Chavez. He's a Revere resident. Marcos is very involved in the community. He's involved in our community engagement work in the Shirley Ave neighborhood, and he's a dedicated, hardworking family man. Marcos and his wife have been loyal VITA clients for the last 4 years, and here on this video, he shares his experience with us.
My name is Marco Chavez, and I still live in Revere. I think I'm the first person, or I don't know, the second one, when they started to do the taxes. Many years. I think when they started there, I started then, and I like it, you know. Feel good, it all depends, you know, if we do the right thing, you feel well. And you can go back every year. I'm happy with the people's work there for neighborhood development. She have a lot of place to do for free too, but the thing is we have to make sure who's wanna do it for you. I like to do for the people I know, like play Danielle or people I know, no matter, because you know for the IRS you cannot play. I give it for a lot of people's the number for neighborhood development. I give it a lot for a lot of people. I'm happy because to let people know about the resource. Because sometimes people, they ask them, they say, where do you do your tax return? What do you guys do? Oh, I do a neighborhood development. They do good? Of course, they do good. They say, where are you going there? When I go there, I give it the number, the address. Got a lot of good people there. Give a call, put an appointment for you guys. And the best time is good for you guys, you can go there. I tell a lot of people, and I know a lot of us. Oof, 1,000 people. The people I know, and I talk them because I'm there. I'm good friend, in the train, and I talking about, I'm talking about the tax, and I hear too, people go talk and say, what do you guys wanna do? Tax return or whatever. I got some people preparation for you guys. I have a good connection, and I say, if you guys can go there, I give you the number. Call to this number. Call them for the appointment, and you can go there. Most people use it because they like to pay bills, especially on the winter. Yeah, for pay bills. Or some people save money for the intention to buy a house. Sometimes for buy a house or buy a car.
So now I get to introduce our fearless VITA leader, Blake Roberts. So Blake serves as T&D's Financial Capabilities Director. She is deeply committed to positive volunteer and client experiences, not only for VITA, but for all of the financial capabilities services provided at T&D. She and her team are dedicated to ensuring clients have the opportunity to access these services and skill building to help them grow their financial assets. And Blake is going to share more about the VITA program with everyone. Is that Dr. Phil again? All right, here's Blake.
I do like Dr. Phil. Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for being here. I can't see what's happening here, so I'll try to cue it. Yeah, it's okay. No, this is fine. Take time. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really, really excited to get to celebrate T&D's 10th year of tax preparation. I am extremely proud of the hard work that our volunteers and staff do to help our community members. So today we're celebrating that. It's 10 years. It's a huge accomplishment. And particularly exciting is that this year we are expanding our tax services in the city of Revere. So now we operate at 2 tax locations, which is very exciting, this building being one of them. So this has allowed us to really expand, use this community space. Is that better? Yeah, okay, closer. Great, okay, great. And I'm also probably the person in the building that's just constantly talking about taxes, why would taxes be particularly interesting to anyone in this room? So over the next couple of minutes, my goal is to try to convince you to like taxes as much as I do. It's actually a really powerful tool, and the VITA program, it does 2 things. It promotes family financial stability, and the second thing is it also promotes economic development and local economic activity. So, I just want to start off, of course, saying thank you to a lot of really important people. Of course, all of this work could not happen without our volunteers, so thank you, everyone, for being here. The Mass Tax Assistance Coalition, the Revere Community School, we have Fatu here from the community school, thank you. That's our other site in Revere. The City of Revere, of course, the Mayor, and City of Chelsea, United Way, and Citizens Bank. So VITA, just to give a little bit of context, VITA happens all across the country. There are literally thousands of VITA sites in every state. We started out at T&D in 2008 with a group of 13 volunteers, and that first year we served 300 families. today, we have a group of about 50 volunteers, and we are serving 1,100 families every year. So in total, our group of volunteers contributes 1,300 hours of service every year, which is huge. It's a really dedicated group. So for the free tax part, the free is a particularly important piece. There's a lot of places that someone could go to do taxes. You can do it on your own, but we believe that offering our services free is particularly important. So the average cost if you go to a paid tax preparer, the average cost to get your tax return done for a family of 4 is $165 in this area. So right off the bat, we're saving families that transactional cost. And most, or over half of families that are claiming tax credits across the country are using paid tax preparers. So a lot of people are going to that service. And if you add up all of that money that's being spent nationally, it's about $2 billion that's being spent on this service. So the VITA program across the country is already saving people a lot of money. And that's important money. You know, when you're on a tight budget, every dollar counts. But it's not just about offering a free service. It's so much more than that. VITA supports family financial stability. So most people that come to our tax sites end up walking away with a refund. And the mayor had mentioned earned income tax credit and other tax credits. So these are mechanisms that of way to be supporting low-income families that are working. So most people that come to our sites walk away with a refund. And if you add up all of that money, all of that refund, it's $2.2 million that's going back into people's pockets. You'll hear that number a lot today. You know, we're repeating it because I think that's really impressive. $2.2 million, right, back into our community. And tax time itself is a really opportune moment to be talking with families about their finances, about managing money, and what they might be saving for. So when they come in for just one appointment with us, many families end up walking away with about 9% of their income for the whole year, just in that one refund check. So this is when they're thinking about how to be allocating money, thinking about expenses. And so the exercise that we had people do when you walk in the door of what are you saving for, that's what we do with tax clients too. We ask them, what are you saving for? What's important to you? How do you want to be using your tax refund? So it's not just the transaction of doing the taxes, but it's also thinking about the financial education component and what other services can we offer to these families that might be of help to them. And as I mentioned, the second piece is that VITA really supports local economic development. And a lot of very smart people have done research around this topic. So we know that VITA clients tend to spend their refunds very quickly, and they tend to spend it locally. So this money is going back into the pockets at the local level. And for every dollar of tax refund that is claimed, these tax refunds are generating between $1.50 and $2 in economic activity at the local level. So it has a huge impact, right? And then if you look at state level as well, the EITC is bringing in $840 million to Massachusetts families, so that's huge. And then the economic activity that's stimulating, again, is even bigger, so $1.2 billion in the Commonwealth.
What percentage of EITC eligible families don't take advantage of the tax credit nationally?
What percentage of don't take advantage? I don't know the percentage, but I know that it's billions of dollars of money that's going unclaimed. So that's not exactly your question, but it's a lot of money that's being left on the table.
Big numbers.
Yeah. And the reasons, it could be because it's expensive, it could be because they don't have a source that they trust, it could be language barriers, technology barriers, lots of different reasons. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible and to provide a high quality, trustworthy source. Yeah, I like questions.
Sorry.
That's good.
Income tax credit, is that only for families like, do you have credit, like, if you're single, or?
Yeah, so it's not just for families. The other question was, is the earned income tax credit just for families? And the answer is no. You can be a single, like just filing your tax return on your own as well. Yeah. Yeah. And I can go on and on about the eligibility for tax credits. Yeah. Okay. Good. And so I just sort of reiterate and to wrap up, the VITA program, it supports working families, working people. The money's going back into the local economy. So my ask of you today, other than celebrating and having cake, but is to help us spread the word. That is how we get people into our services. So tell your family, tell your friends, tell your constituents, and make an appointment. We have a tax line where you can make an appointment, and Vani and I will be available throughout today. If you want to schedule an appointment on the spot, we'd be happy to do that. So thank you again, and I'll turn it back over to Melissa.
Thank you, Blake. And thank you to everyone who came out today. I want to acknowledge Superintendent Kelly, who I see has joined us. Thank you so much for coming. So just to reiterate Blake's call to action, I think we've kind of established that this is a really important free resource for folks in our communities, both families and individuals. So we have flyers, we'll be sending out email information, so do make sure we have your email addresses and help us spread the word, because we want to be able to engage and serve as many people as possible. With that, it is time to celebrate. So join us in celebrating. We have cake, we have refreshments, and meet our volunteers, meet the folks that live in our buildings. We have some of our great community leaders here, so please introduce yourselves to them as well. They're here because they support great things happening in our city. So thank you, everyone.